We all have needs to be happy in our lives. Physical needs, we need food, we need material stuff. We also have emotional needs. We need to be loved, we need to love, we need to be listened to, and we need to listen to, and so on. And one of those needs is to be part of a community, to be part of a group of people that we feel like we belong to. Belonging is an essential, vital need. We take it for granted. We think that sometimes our community can bear much more than we believe. We feel like we can take a lot from our community, but we forget that community is also something that we are responsible for building, and that it's our responsibility to bring to a community. When I immigrated in the United States in 2008, I came from France after spending the first 35 years of my life, almost exactly. I came here and I knew very few people. I came here because I was married to, and I'm still married to the same American American partner, my wife, Dina. And I came here because she was missing home. I came here because I had visited the Seattle area a couple times. I knew I liked it enough to, and I felt confident that I could establish myself here. But one of the things I completely underestimated was the time and the effort it would take me to rebuild a sense of community here in this country. Fortunately, I am a white French guy, and that process was fairly fast, I believe. I don't have a point of comparison or data, but I feel like my process of reintegrating myself to a community that I feel good about was fairly fast. So I came to this country with a very kind of a limited level of English. I knew pretty much no one except for a few family members in my wife's family, and I wanted to integrate myself. It took me a while. So the first thing I thought about was, to be part of a community, I have to reach out. I have to go out. I have to go meet people and use my candor, my curiosity, be inquisitive about how things work in this community. And it turns out I was living in Tacoma, and Tacoma has a really wonderful sense of community. At the time, most people were scared and in fear of what was going to happen with the economy. It was the summer of 2008, and we were just at the onset of the Great Recession. It was hard for me to find a job aligned to the background that I used to be part of in France. It was hard to find a job that corresponded to my occupation in France. So I decided to take on any kind of job I wanted to take on. And to my great surprise, bringing my skills to the community, bringing my energy, bringing my thoughts, my ideas, my smile, my positive attitude, was the best thing I could do to build community. Not everybody is lucky enough to be part of a community. Many of us feel isolated, have been rejected, or made poor choices that got them isolated against their will. So if you feel like my story and when I'm talking to you about the concept, the idea of a community resonates with you, I encourage you to look around and ask yourself, what is it that you could do to add to your community, to create a sense of community? It doesn't have to be huge. It doesn't have to be a large community. It doesn't have to be about changing the world spins, the planet spins, the world operates. It could be just as small. I mean, small, maybe it's a big step already, but it could be just as simple as reaching a hand across the fence and talking to your neighbors, knocking on the door next door or in your street or your apartment building, wherever you are, and go meet people and find out who lives there, what is happening, inviting people for just a minute of chat, listening. This is really how our society is built. These days, it feels like with all of the digital possibilities that we have, the communications devices, we feel more what did I say? Devised, separated. I meant, see, my French side comes back sometimes, and I welcome it because I'm part of two communities now. I'm lucky enough to say I'm part of the French community in France, the French community here in the US, be part of many other communities here. So if you feel like you have similar privileges, if you feel like you can do something, a little something extra to add to the sense of community that you are benefiting from, I encourage you to do it. Today's the day. Now is the time. Don't wait for it. There is never been such a better and easier way to do this. Reach out to people around you, show some interest, bring your empathy with you, bring your smile. If you're feeling like you're on a good trend that you can give to someone, let go of the things you can really give away. This is how you create better sense of community, better social tissue.